Hello and welcome. You're watching India Ahead with me, Neha, Khanna. How technology is changing our world every day and how we can leverage technology to lead better lives. We'll talk about how technology is powering our growth. Some staggering and very impressive statistics, to put those into perspective for us. We have a packed panel on the show. Joining me, Dr. Jaijit Bhattacharya, President of Center for Digital Economy Research, Nikhil Chawla, a tech expert, Kartik Sharma, co-founder, DcodeAI and artificial intelligence expert, Kulwant Negi, founder of bloggingcage, and Shwetank Tamer, CEO and founder of Cooee. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Jaijit Bhattacharya, let me begin with you. Lots to talk about, but why don't you first weigh in on some of the specifics of this NASSCOM report that I have just quoted, because some of the figures in this are truly impressive and seem to paint a rather rosy picture. The current financial year, it says, has been a spectacular one for India's technology industry, recording a 15.5% growth rate, the highest ever, to reach $227 billion. So tell us, as an expert in the area, what is India's digital economy looking like at the moment, and what does the future look like as well?
So going to a little bit of detail as to how you really count digital economy. If you're doing trade on e-commerce and you're buying and selling, let's say, slippers for that matter, is the entire cost digital economy? That's one of the questions that we're all grappling. So it's not that I'm expecting an answer or there is a real answer to it, but what is digital economy becomes big of a question. But clearly, India is growing at a very fast pace, whichever way you measure the metric of digital economy. Also, if you look back at the first report that NASSCOM and McKinsey had come out with, I think it was way back in 2000, where they said that Indian IT and ITS will be growing at around 30% year on year. It looked huge at that point in time. But we did grow at that rate. And therefore, if NASSCOM is coming out with a number of 15.5% growth and so on, I think those are very credible numbers, especially given the way we are growing in the digital sector in India. So I would be bullish, and I would actually trust the report that's coming out from NASSCOM very much. And also, if you look at the kind of stress in terms of delivery that some of our key ITS companies are facing, 80,000 employees of Infosys quit and went and joined some other company. That's the kind of demand that we have of services. So clearly, if you look at any of the matrices, there seems to be a massive demand of digital services in India, and we are growing at a terrific pace.
We are growing at a terrific pace, going by the NASSCOM report. So clearly, Jaijit is bullish. Change is really inevitable, and the sooner we embrace it, the better. Jaijit, come in here. The march of technology is inexorable, and anyone who refuses to adapt is going to be left behind, clearly. So we all need to adapt to this very fast changing technology. But tell us, how do you think it is going to change our world in the times to come? What do you think that will mean for jobs in the years ahead? Because the dichotomy that is often spoken about, even in the present times, about the Indian economy is that on the one hand, there are so many crores and crores of people who are unemployed, who are looking for jobs, and then you have, let's say, the digital sector often complaining that they just don't have the right kind of talent. They can't seem to find people with the right skill sets. How do we bridge that gap in the years ahead?
Yeah, I think a lot of questions in that and very interesting. One, it's there's a popular misconception that technology leads to job destruction. If you look at, let's say, the dialing technology, which is simply changing from calling up the backend and getting your telephone call through to the rotary dial system, which was revolutionary. There are a lot of strikes that happened in US when that system was brought in, because people thought that those who are doing the call exchanges will lose their job. Well, if US had not adopted the rotary dial system at that point in time, 3 times the population of US would just have been connecting calls. So the march of technology, as you rightly said, is inevitable. Also, the second aspect is that in the march of technology, a few people get crushed, in the sense that when technology changes, your skills needs to be upgraded. So many people, although they started off becoming technology players or having technology skills, over a period of time, they lose the skills because new technologies start coming in. Now, these are very, very complex issues that needs to be resolved at a national level, at an India scale, because we need to quickly keep retraining our people and also ensure that there are new workforce created who can enter the digital and the IT skill workforce, so that we provide a continuous supply. Now, if you look at why India is doing well, there are other countries who also have skills. You look at Vietnam, you look at Cambodia. They have also been having a lot of deep skills, and they're quite respected. Even Bangladesh is well respected in terms of app development. But if you look at the total number of developers in, let's say, Vietnam, it's 430,000 developers that they have. That is almost the same as what one single large company in India has as a number of employees. So India can provide the scalability, and I think it's important that in order to continue to have that edge, India must have a training system which ensures that we have a continuous flow of skilled workforce who are getting into the industry, and also a mechanism to continuously keep retraining these people. I mean, as an example, there was no blockchain about 10 years back. There was very little blockchain 10 years back. Crypto was also non-existent before blockchain came in, and so on and so forth. Metaverse has just crept in. Now, if we don't retrain our existing workforce, they'll soon become without skills, and that is a huge problem that we should be looking at.
I'm glad you acknowledge that this is a challenge that India needs to address, given that we have a very large young population, frankly, that is looking for work. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me on the show. It's been a pleasure talking to all of you and having your perspective on this very important issue. And thanks to the viewers for watching.